Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah, we are heroes tonight.
Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. We're here for an interesting match preview. It's Manchester United versus Liverpool. I am in the centre to separate these two because you never know. By the time this ends, this could get into a bloodbath. And I mean, the United lot probably in tears.
Shut up.
It's going to be an interesting one, though. Kenny, keep calm. Keep calm, Kenny. But it should be an interesting one. Obviously, Manchester United managed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, managed by Jurgen Klopp. I mean, if it was on paper, this is the easiest game that Jurgen Klopp will ever face in the history of being a Liverpool manager. But before we start, how are we all doing?
Good, thank you.
Good.
Looking forward to seeing tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can't say I am.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you guys are not in Liverpool talk.
But I'm sensitive
Dazzle
that
and Kenny.
You think a United fan's going to wear a Liverpool top? You'd be mistaken.
I'd much rather dress like that guy from.
I'd rather dress up like a friggin' skeleton, to be honest.
The last time that Manchester United put the manager under pressure was Jose Mourinho, and he got his ass handed to him. And anyone thinking that the same might happen to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
I think
No.
it could be. He could be, I think, if we get battered. Or if Origi scores. If Origi scores, then he's gone.
It's the defence, really, that needs sacking. It's not all down to Ollie, I think. Yeah, the system he plays doesn't suit a lot of the players.
It's
the friggin' defence.
Yeah.
No, I think it'd be more.
I mean, I think Kenny is right, though. If Origi scores against you tomorrow.
I mean, David and Gog
I'll
scored
put down
against
for that.
United.
Crikey.
David Hill probably saved our skins.
It's going to be an interest. He's having a good time because you're going to need him tomorrow. You really are going to need him tomorrow. But I'm going to start with the visitors because we all know the issues at Manchester United. There are many of them, and they will take a long time to dissect. And I'm sure the Liverpool lot to say about Manchester United. So we'll start with Liverpool. You lot coming in undefeated. Don't think you've been beaten. Am I correct?
Undefeated in the last 21 games.
Okay, so I was absolutely correct by that. It's going to be an interesting one. I think we all know that it's going to be an interesting game. I suppose the good news is Jones is available for Liverpool. Obviously, after having a knock for England and then being forced to play that game, because that just makes total sense, doesn't it? Is it good to see Curtis Jones back in a Liverpool shirt?
Yeah, look, I mean, Curtis has had a decent start to the season, and it's probably the area of the pitch where we were starting to look a little bit light. So just in terms of pure bodies, it's good that he's back. He's a Liverpool lad, so he knows what the fixture's about. He's been in decent form, so hopefully if he does come on or if he does start, he'll be able to make a positive contribution to the team. And it's good that he's back because we were looking a little bit short in that area of the pitch.
100%. Velv, what's your thoughts on Curtis Jones back? Velvish one, are you there, mate? I guess Velv is not there. It's great. Rack, you're a one-man band, right? So essentially, Velvish one's quit.
I'm like Fred taking up Liverpool attack.
Oh God! Don't the poor just yet. We'll have plenty of time to do that. Kenny Dazza, Curtis Jones, Liverpool. Does that?
Is it a bit?
Who wants to start?
Is it me or is your audio and camera lagging?
Yeah, it seems like you're lagging a bit now.
I didn't get a word that you said. Oh, bye. I think it was on about Liverpool and something about if they're scared or not. I'm not scared by any opponent, personally. But I know for a fact that because of how terrible our defence has been recently, Liverpool will definitely get goals. They'll probably get more than we will and probably win the game. But Liverpool's defence may have been strong so far this season, but against Atletico Madrid, you weren't amazing defensively, I'll admit. United will get goals. I think there'll be goals in this for both teams. But Curtis Jones, I think, will have a big impact because I've seen him play, obviously, and, you know, as much as I hate to say, obviously, because
I'm back. What happened?
Obviously, but he's disconnected. But I suppose these are the sort of things that happen, so you just have to take over for the moment. I'm used to it, so there you go. Curtis Jones is a good player. He'll definitely have an impact. Whether he'll get a goal, I say, is another question. And I think your midfield on paper is quite strong, but there's occasions where it's quite weak. So I think it's good that he's back in the squad for you, and I think he'll cause problems for us. But I say whether he gets a goal or not is another matter.
Yeah, if you're saying.
Yeah.
Hello now.
Is that better now? I mean,
yeah, you can have your stream back.
It used to be Arsenal fans that it used to be Arsenal fans that hacked my Wi-Fi, but it appears to be United fans now. Basically, when your club is shit and I keep them off, your fans hack my Wi-Fi or my internet. So I blame United fans. No, we're doing well. Anyway, Liam's the only. We could talk about the United results if you'd like. I mean, I've got time. Would you like to discuss Leicester City? Would you like to discuss Young Boys?
We'd already discussed Leicester.
I'm available to discuss Young Boys at any time that you'd like. How was that? How was that game?
Clip that up, please.
Fair enough.
How was your 2-1 victory? 2-1 victory over Young Boys in the Wankdorf Arena.
To be honest with you, the first 4 lessons of the stadium describes how good our performance was.
Yes. Do you
want
to try and...
We got what we deserved, so I couldn't really complain, to be honest with you. I don't know how we're top of the year.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely...
So there you go.
I asked myself that many times. But Kenny, Curtis Jones, talk to me about him.
I mean, we're playing against Curtis Jones and not James Milner. I mean, I would have been much less scared of James Milner. But Curtis Jones...
That was a howler from Kieran yesterday. When I heard James Milner combined 11, I was like, oh, you're waffling.
Well, one Bissaka over Trent as well from bloody Kieran.
Who put James Milner in a combined team? What?
Kieran put James Milner and Wan-Bissaka in his combined 11. Or tried to. In our combined 11 yesterday. But we just... Don't worry, because we made sure they didn't get in. We made sure they didn't get in. I think Curtis Jones is much better than James Milner, and I'm much more scared of him. because I think he's the type of player he just pops up in moments. Like for example, the bloody Everton goal. He won you a game against Everton. He'll get space on the edge of the box. Start DMs are terrorists. You're facing Fred. And I think honestly he might score. I am a bit scared of him. I think it's good that you have him. I think it's good that you have him, and he's a very promising youngster.
This is a very kind bunch of United fans you've got on. This is very complimentary.
Oh no, Kenny has to be nice today.
It's not normally like that. Kenny, what's your opinions on Trent? That's normally Trent normally divides opinion between world football. Is Wan-Bissaka better than him?
Wan-Bissaka, there's a reason he's related to Osama bin Laden. He's
Shit.
And with that, I'll be off, lads. See you later.
Well, do you know what, Kelly? Thank you for such an insight to football there. You would not be the first person to compare someone.
If YouTube cancels your channel, mate, best of luck for the future.
Good.
Wait, so
Yeah, cheers, mate.
wait, Aaron Wan bin Laden.
So let me make sure that I've got this completely clear. Kenny has just compared his right back to Osama bin Laden.
yeah.
Okay, Kenny. Rack, has there ever been a better time to take on Manchester United?
Well,
I mean, how do I follow that with an adequate response?
Preferably not calling someone a terrorist would be a good shout.
Look, in general, United, even when in the past when Liverpool have been shit and United have been amazing, and vice versa, games have always been a bit of a leveler. This is a derby game. It's a game that's important for both clubs.
There's never been a boring game.
No, exactly. And yeah, so even form, to some extent, form goes out the window, and to some extent, quality goes out the window. But you know, it's one of those things. Like one thing Jurgen Klopp said when he first came in is, you know, when you're playing teams better than you, you outwork them, bring them down to your level, and on your level, you can beat anybody. If United outwork us tomorrow, then they have a chance. They have a possibility. I think player for player, in terms of quality, Liverpool have more quality. But it wouldn't be the first time that a team with less quality has won. We won the Champions League final against one of the greatest teams that ever played.
I mean, I remember seeing you at the Riverside Stadium.
That is no way to talk about Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. I know Poch is good, but there's a time when people go too far on his team. But no, you are right. Although I want to just check. Work harder, Ronaldo work hard. Sorry, I must be watching a completely different Ronaldo to the rest of you guys.
Ronaldo does
I don't know if
doesn't move enough. That's the problem.
There's a guy called Cristiano in Sheriff Tiraspol. So I mean, hi, it's his sister in the Champions League.
Brilliant. Big up to Liam. So Dylan says, I genuinely believe we all lose. Hopefully Marshall leaves in January and joins Newcastle. I will support Newcastle from then. AWB over Trent. Kenny, that's a disgusting comment. As a true AWB fan, we don't associate ourselves with that person. Hashtag cancel Kenny TV. Nippin's here. Defending Tottenham because his old man supports Tottenham. I don't know what that class is as Tottenham Hotspur defending, but maybe it's better than their normal defending. But there was a huge sense of sarcasm if you think that I'm calling them the greatest ever team ever. Nippin's moving mad there. Mate, they haven't won silverware since 2008. Let alone just the Champions League, mate. They've not won nothing since 2008.
They won the Audi Cup against Bayern. All the Spurs
I
fans
forgot
class
the
as a
prestigious,
trophy.
the prestigious Saudi Cup. Maybe United could enter a pre-season cup and then you could win something.
No. They won the
Probably still
6-1
wouldn't
trophy.
win it.
They won the 6-1 trophy.
We probably still wouldn't win it.
Kenny, you won the top of the league by December trophy.
Yeah, it's a prestigious trophy, mate. Respect it.
No, they won the progression trophy with volley because that's what the only in is progression.
Yeah, I mean, we got to the final of the Europa League and bottled it on penalties, so we could have won that, to be honest. So
yeah, brilliant penalty by David De Gea, top bins.
Top bins De Gea.
David De Gea has never been known for penalties. He's never been known for
Score with
saving.
him, I'd hope not. He's a goalkeeper. Well, he's
I mean,
one
Alisson
against
scores
Liverpool,
goals.
but let's see if we can give United any sort of hope. Velv, can you pick out a few players that you're not worried about, but fearful that they could do something on Sunday against you guys? Just remember, Mason Greenwood has just scored a 40-45 yard screamer against Leicester, so that is always possible.
It was 20 yards.
Yeah, 45 yards. That's the halfway line.
It was 20 yards.
Mate.
8 yards.
170-yard goal against Leicester.
45 yards.
I big up Greenwood. Essentially, how do I say this? I exaggerate everything that he does. So 45 yard screamer.
Fair enough.
Look,
United do have good players. I think the issue has been in general their collective play, and one of the players who I think, if there's one player at Man United who I could choose and put in Liverpool's team, and I think they've got a world beater here. He's going to be one of the best players in the world, one of the best strikers in the world. Is definitely Greenwood. He reminds me of a cross between RVP and Robbie Fowler. Potentially, he's going to be one of the best players in the world, and even now, I think he's dangerous. So we have to be careful of him. Ronaldo, if he gets moments, if he's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, gets chances, he has the opportunity to take them. But I think the question there is how much of the ball is he going to see?
Probably not doing much.
Yeah, this is the difficulty, and similarly, Rashford, we need to be a little bit cautious of his diagonal runs starting from wide, getting in behind our defence. If they choose to go more long ball, we need to be a bit cautious about that long ball. But I still think that shouldn't affect the way we play too much. We should still continue to play with a high line, because that will enable us to dominate the ball, dominate the attack, and create chances and score goals.
Martial has so much potential. He's got the potential of a 4-year-old.
Ouch. That is a lie. Arsenal just signed a 4 or 5-year-old, and apparently he's got bags of potential because he's got Messi's hair. But Velvishwan, what about you? Who on the opposition do you fear that might do something against you?
He's gone again, boys.
Bye.
Jesus Christ, Velvishwan. He's having a mare. Okay, boys. We'll go to Dazzler and Kenny. Clearly, he's absolutely shitting himself. But you two, who on your side are you hopeful that will, turn up at least?
The whole team, ideally. We would make a change if they actually turned up.
I thought it was a bit of a reach asking Fred and Maguire to turn up, to be fair.
Well, Harry Maguire does sometimes turn up. When is the question, man? Ronaldo, I think, definitely needs to step up to the mark today. And knowing him, he'll probably get a last-minute goal. If it's level, he'll get a last-minute winner. You know what he's like. Moments FC again. He has to turn up. If Rashford and Greenwood play, I think they're the main ones that will cause problems for Liverpool against the likes of Andy Robertson and Trent, because last season, Robertson I didn't think was amazing last season, and I didn't think Trent was the best either. But this season's completely different, to be honest with you. We're scoring goals, but we're also conceding a load. So hopefully Greenwood, Rashford, whoever plays left and the right wing, can actually perform and cause problems for the fullbacks. The midfield, I think, need to step up. Bruno actually needs to perform in these Big Six games because the only time he's actually scored in the Big Six game was that penalty against Spurs, and we got tonked. So much for people saying he's going to be a big game play. He doesn't even turn up in half of them. So he needs to step up to the mark. Pogba also needs to step up as well because as soon as he plays in the centre, he's useless. He's not going to be able to play on the left-hand side all the time. To be honest,
will Pogba even get onto the pitch
practically
tomorrow?
Everyone. He probably will.
Will Pogba even get?
So.
But you should. What do you think Pogba starts?
So.
No, actually, no.
You're going to play Pogba.
I don't.
Hold on, well, mate, Kenny, you think Ollie's going to play Pogba Fred against Liverpool in that midfield?
No, I think Fred's injured.
If you were to do that, Klopp would absolutely be dancing his way out of the tunnel.
I think if Fred isn't injured, then we'll play with Fred.
Like literally, you will have Jurgen Klopp. You will have Jurgen Klopp doing the Macarena out of the United tunnel if he sees Pogba in that midfield. He's going to be doing the YMCA. Like literally, you are going to have Jurgen Klopp having a little party.
Yeah,
he's going to have party rings and everything.
I didn't say Pogba was going to start. I was like, if he plays, that is. If Pogba
No, Kenny did. No, Kenny. I'm not saying you did. I said Kenny did. He said Pogba.
If Fred is available, Pogba won't play. If he isn't available, I don't know. He probably will play.
But apparently, according to Munsey, Fred isn't injured. Either way, if we lose, Ollie is gone. If we win, we are beating them Scousers. That's an interesting way of looking at it.
We beat it last season in the FA Cup, didn't we? So
I think he'll start on the left with Greenwood on the right. Well, there is doubts of Marcus Rashford.
Well, that's probably going to happen, isn't it? If
Rashford's
not available, no. If Rashford's
which one
on the right,
one minute. Which one do you think would open up Liverpool more, Rashford or Pogba on the left-hand side?
Rashford definitely.
Well, Rashford's got way more pace, hasn't he, for starters?
Rashford's always a problem.
Pogba's good. It's a difference. So
Rashford's always a problem for Trent. He always scores at Old Trafford against Liverpool, and there's a reason because he's always a problem for Trent.
He was a problem for Trent when Trent made his debut. Is he always a problem? How many times did he scored against Liverpool?
At the time.
He scored. I think he scored 4 goals against Liverpool. I think
he scored last season, but that wasn't Trent. That was Reece Williams who let him pass.
Yeah,
to be honest, it doesn't matter.
Wasn't it Neco Williams at right back?
He's been creative anyway.
I know it was Trent, but for that goal last season, it was Reece Williams out of position for that goal.
Yeah, it was definitely. I remember watching it. I was like, Jesus Christ, Reece Williams. FA Cup. FA Cup. The Premier League games were a completely different kettle of fish. It was the Premier League. It was the FA Cup. I was looking at that. I was like, wow.
I've just seen a fact. I don't know whether this is true or not. So someone might have to verify it. But if Liverpool score a goal against United tomorrow, that'll be the longest run without a clean sheet at Old Trafford in the club's 140-year history.
March was the last time we had a clean sheet against West Ham.
Wow!
Oh my days.
Jesus!
At Old Trafford.
Wow. Ollie is breaking all of the records as United manager. Longest run without a trophy in a while. Longest run without a clean sheet. Yeah, but Ollie's the man in. Yeah, but Ollie. But I'm sorry, but Ollie's had 3.5 years to sort out that defence and hasn't bothered doing it once. So actually, I will blame Ollie if that's all right, because he brought in Wan-Bissaka, he brought in Harry Maguire, he brought in Varane, and he brought in Tellez, who he's actually never used and probably doesn't even know his first name. Dread to think what Donny's done to his wife, because there must be a reason why Donny's not playing, because I'm guessing, Ollie's wife has decided to go a bit Dutch. But Ollie is definitely part of the reason. So Ollie's breaking all sorts of records, but I want to talk about one person who I expect to definitely light up this weekend, and that is, of course, Mohamed Salah. There's talks that he is the greatest. Fuck off, Velv. There is talks that he is the greatest player at this precise moment of this current stage at this time. Just before Ronaldo fanboys come for me again. After I told them all to fuck off last time. But Rack, we'll start with Mo Salah. I mean, he's already made Man City's defence look like crap. He's made the Watford defence look like crap. What the hell is he planning to do to United's defence? I dread to even think.
Well, I mean, the plan is to make them look like crap, but it's best laid plans don't always get fulfilled. But Salah's unquestionably in good form. He's playing. I think he was probably scoring more goals in 17-18. But in terms of his all-round play and the completeness of his play, this season has been exceptional. And long may it continue. I think he's always been reliant on strikes with his left foot curling into the far corner. But actually, what we've seen in the last few weeks is something that he's a bit more unpredictable. He's willing to do the chopping onto his weaker foot, and even against Watford, where he did the kind of cutback and then struck it with his left foot into the other side. So I think hopefully that's giving defenders more to worry about. Look, it would be a brave man to put a bet against him to score tomorrow. But this isn't Mo Salah against United, it's Liverpool against United. And I don't care where the goals come from, but he's definitely one of our most potent weapons.
Oh, he's definitely a weapon, all right, that's for sure. I'm pretty sure Salah has the notes for mass destruction, because what he's doing to the Premier League this year is absolutely disgusting and disgraceful, and he ought to be ashamed of himself of how many defenders he's made look like stupid. Bad Salah. Salah should be utterly ashamed of how many defenders he's put on their ass. Fred offers more than jobs for boys. McTominay just takes a touch, looks sideways, goes backwards. He's utter crap, and Fred offers more winning the ball back and retention. I feel like with Fred and McTominay, you're just debating which one is less shit instead of which one's actually going to help the team. Pogba will bring Bruno into a game, but Rashford is injured. There's an argument of that. It is down to Ollie. He's clueless and has defence capabilities of a tortoise.
Yeah, I don't think it's all down to Ollie though.
Salah is the best player in the world right now. This is true. Big up to Wolves.
Not in the world.
Hope Liverpool wins. But Velv, talk to me about Salah.
Best player in the world, like undeniable. Like no one could tell me, no one can name me a better player right now. Honestly.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Yeah, but Lewandowski's stat padding against flipping. What's their name? Fucking minds, bro. Like relax. Salah's
Hoffenheim.
Week in, week out, getting goals and assists, putting players in his arses. He's literally on fire. He just broke the record for scoring 9 games in a row. That's a club history. Not even Ian Rush, not even Dalglish done it. And he's literally outperforming everyone. And like, even if he doesn't score, like he still contributes. Like he will still destroy defenders. Like
that assist for Mane against Watford.
Oh.
That was just
atrocious, man.
Well, to be fair, I'm not sure they're much worse than the 2 that we're going to see on Sunday.
Yeah, because Luke Shaw has
FYI,
great.
Better defensively than them. Let's just say that. Anyways,
yeah, Luke Shaw. We'll get into Luke Shaw because we'll basically work our way through it. But it's going to be an interesting one with Salah. But Kenny, how scared of you of Salah are you? Because I'm presuming it's quite a bit.
Mate, I am shitting myself here. You know what I can do? Play Salah left wing, so he faces Bissaka. Then he's got that 5 goals already. 5 goals already. But literally, 5 minutes, 5 goals. I wouldn't even be surprised. Is he the best player in the world right now? He probably is because honestly, the way that right now he's on a different level. But
Because he's performing in the Champions League as well, unlike a certain Benzema who can't even score against Sheriff. Turismo allow it, man.
Well, Sheriff. Well, respect to Sheriff Turismo. They're better than us.
They have Adama Traore there and the Cristiano.
I think we should have just re-signed Arnold for this one game, just to keep Salah out. Ashley Young, keep Salah out of the game. He's never conceded to Salah whenever he's played. What?
He's only played like twice against Salah.
You know it's really, really bad when Manchester United fans are like, can we just sign Ashley Young back? Like, I think when you've reached the epitome of, oh my God, we're shit, and you're asking for Ashley Young back at your club.
We're also 4 points off Watford, who conceded that much to Salah.
They won 5-2, did they?
We're fucked. Salah is gonna absolutely banter us. We're fucked. Salah just scares me, man. Like, no other Liverpool player scares me. Salah.
No, I hear that. Argyle wouldn't be afraid of Salah. We would respect Salah, but we wouldn't be afraid. But that's the difference between our clubs. Darryl, talk to me about Mo Salah.
Mo Salah's probably the best in the Premier League at the minute, to be honest with you. He's phenomenal.
The world, bro.
Phenomenal. Not in the world. Phenomenal talent. If you think I'm saying the Liverpool player is best player in the world, I don't think so.
Fair enough.
Salah is one of the best in the business. I'll say that. You know, he's absolutely superb with his movement, his trickery. But on the question about being scared, I'm not scared of anyone. You know, you've got to get used to the talents because you're in the Premier League. You're not playing League One football. You know, you're playing Premier League. You're playing at top level. You're going to have to get used to getting trashed by different teams. I mean, Norwich have already had it enough times. But with United, if we can stop Salah getting the ball, he won't be able to do a thing. You know, Shaw sometimes turns up, and the times he does turn up is normally against Salah. So,
well,
you know, we'll see what happens, to be honest with you. If Salah doesn't get much of the ball, then he won't be able to do a thing. Simple as that. But, you know, I agree Salah's one of the best in the business. I think he's absolutely superb. And I think he will do stuff against United because we can't stop players from getting the ball. We couldn't even stop Aston Villa from getting a smash and grab. So, you know, anything can happen in football. It's a funny old game.
That's an interesting one. The next bit I want to talk about is you both got good goalkeepers. There's no doubt about that. I mean, the Liverpool fan, I think, showed a little bit more to De Gea than the United fans showed Alisson. Because you've both picked your teams, and I'll run through them in a minute. Because you're going to be picking your own again. You lot have got to somehow compromise with your teams. So that's going to be an interesting one.
Are you going to vote for
indeed.
Vote for Greenwood?
I'll just vote for Greenwood. Well, I'll vote for whatever I need to vote for to make sure that I don't die. I mean, unfortunately, we can't vote for Salah and Greenwood in every position, but, you know, much to my dismay. But, Rack, I'll start with you. Which keeper is the better keeper? Because there's all this debate of, De Gea's the best keeper in the world or in the league, and then you got Liverpool fans going, actually, no, it's definitely Alisson. Talk to me about De Gea or Alisson.
Look, I think over the course of his Premier League career, David De Gea has been an exceptional keeper, you know, all bias aside. When he was at his peak, I think he was probably the best keeper in the world, him and Neuer, and probably Ter Stegen, maybe Oblak as well. But he was definitely, you know, top 2 or top 3. He was exceptional. The last couple of years, he hasn't been, and it culminated last season in him losing his place to Dean Henderson, which obviously doesn't exactly inspire confidence in his ability. But he's returned to, you know, something more like his former self this season. I'll give him credit for that. But Alisson's been world class for the last 4 seasons. This is his 4th season with Liverpool. He was probably world class when the season that he had in Roma as well. And he has everything that you would need from a modern day goalkeeper in terms of technically with his feet and shot stopping, one-on-ones. I mean, just some of the one-on-ones he saved the other day against Atletico. We would have clearly lost that game if it wasn't for Alisson. So I think if you look at the overall picture right now, today, who's the better goalkeeper and who's proved it over the last few years, you've got enough of a sample size to say Alisson is... De Gea is coming back towards his best, but we've seen that for the last 7 weeks. I don't think that... I think most sensible people will probably go with Alisson.
Interesting. Velv, what about you before we go to the United lot to see their opinions? Because this one, I feel like this one team has a right to sort of back their man. I do think that, and it's probably the only position on the pitch where you can literally go, "No, I'm backing my man on this." But talk to me about Alisson De Gea, because there's a lot of talk from both sides. It'll be interesting to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, just everything Rax said. I respect De Gea as a goalkeeper. What he's done, prime De Gea will never be topped. Like when I've been fighting for De Gea for the past few weeks. When Chelsea fans were telling me Edouard Mendy is better than prime De Gea, I'm like, you're waffling. Like I'm you need to. Yeah, you need to get yourself.
Supposed to be having too much whiskey.
Yeah, I was like, you can't be saying that. That prime De Gea was out of this world. But since Alisson's arrival to the Premier League, his impact has been immense. Like that first season, those saves with those clutch moments, obviously with the achievements as well. And we saw the difference with him, without him. Like without Alisson, we will be nowhere near top. Like last season, if we put Adrian in that goal, we obviously know what Adrian is. Like we know what he's done. Yep. Like, and you saw it against Atletico Madrid, how different it would have been if Alisson played that game at Anfield instead of Adrian. So that's why I'm picking Alisson. But I'm not like dissing De Gea or anything, because I think he's a quality goalkeeper. Very disrespected as well.
Yeah, I hear that. Now, Darryl, what about you? Thoughts on De Gea or Alisson? Who's the better goalkeeper?
When you compare two goalkeepers of that caliber, it's very difficult. Alisson, as the Liverpool fans have said, Alisson's been incredible for the last couple of seasons. He's been a man that's helped Liverpool to the title. But I think also the signings that Jurgen Klopp made as well, not just bringing him in, but bringing in Van Dijk in as well, and other players certainly helped. David De Gea gets a lot of disrespect, and I think a lot of people are too quick to bounce straight onto him. When a lot of the times, the amount of goals he concedes, a lot of them, there's nothing he can do about it, because it's all down to where they put defending. But when we need De Gea to, step out and make himself big, he does that, and he saves our skins in a lot of games. I don't know if this is still accurate or not, but I believe he still holds the record for the most saves in a Premier League game, which was that one against Arsenal. I don't know if that's still the case or not, but that's certainly a record that I remember him breaking. And I should also mention that whenever Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is under immense pressure, United tend to turn up. So De Gea will have to step up to the mark again. But in answer to your question, I think Alisson is a fantastic goalkeeper. I mean, look how well he's done for Liverpool well under Jurgen Klopp. And I think David De Gea, obviously prime De Gea, isn't going to be beaten by anyone, to be honest with you. It won't be matched.
The only person I could think is better.
Probably. For me, Alisson, I think, is slightly ahead of David De Gea with regards to form. So I'd pick Alisson personally.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that, Max. There, yeah. Well, I know Dow is one of the more sensible United fans. I can get more unsensible United fans. Kenny, talk to me about Alisson De Gea.
For fuck's sake.
Bye.
Oh, he's left.
Whilst Kenny cries in there, we are going to do the quiz because all of this pleasantry stuff. It needs to stop because I can't go with it anymore.
So it's a 2v1 now.
You're being too nice. So whilst I add this in, yeah, it is 2v1 because Kenny's walked
You're
away.
not wrong. You're not wrong.
Oh no, you're upset, Mr.
try
Wolf.
not
He's
to be.
very upset.
Mystic Wolf. I'm a sensible
Wolf
United
or-
fan.
Why?
Unless you were a Ronaldo
Yes, Wolf
fanboy,
is-
then probably no. But
Oh no, he's an Alex. He's an Alex
Yes.
Tellers.
Wolf, you. Yeah. Wolf,
Should be supporting
the
Wolves if
reason
you
I
were
didn't
Wolves.
go for you is because you don't come onto stream, so you are sensible. Kenny has decided to join his fellow.
He's actually just put Wolf is mostly sensible in the private chat.
Wolf is mostly sensible, yeah. He just sometimes when he puts Dallo and starts in the
The
weather.
Ronaldo fanboys that aren't.
Well, yeah, Ronaldo and Pogba fanboys.
Yeah, I'd say Wolf
The
is.
moment Ronaldo doesn't step up, they always just go straight onto Ollie's back.
Well, to be fair, Ollie's shit,
I
so.
was going to say, you're
True.
going to be in the middle. But Ronaldo's not moved half the time either.
I am chucking
I've got
myself
more
in the middle.
movement and I'm
But yeah, Wolf, I'd say you're. I'd say you're sensible, Wolf. But the picture quiz now. What you have to do, and this could be chaotic, because what you have to do is you have to look at the picture, and if you know the answer, you have got to say. So, if Kenny or Darryl know it, you have to say United, and then I'll give you time to answer. If Liverpool, if Rack or Velvishwan know it, you have to say Liverpool. So that is your buzzer essentially. You got to shout your team's
Thing
name,
is,
and that is the
Liverpool-
buzzer.
Saying Liverpool is a lot.
I will
like
try and
saying
listen to
United.
how it goes first.
Can we just make noises instead? Like we have a long.
Okay, say
No,
Scouts.
it would sound like being at a farm.
Okay, we'll say Scouts. Yes.
No,
Sound like
Scouts.
a
You
bar.
want some?
Scouts or
Yeah,
Manx?
just say
Yeah, no,
Scouts.
Scouts or Manx?
So
Scouts on Manx.
Scouts.
Scouts or Manx.
I'm a
There we
Scouser,
go. So
actually.
if Liverpool know the answer, they say Scouts, and if the United lot know the answer, you say Mank. Simple. And I'll try and work it out. But if you get it wrong, you forfeit it to the other team. So if you get it wrong, the other team gets the chance to answer the question for free.
And
They
if they get it wrong, we just
don't even
go
have to
to
pay for it. Exactly, Dow. You know it. The rules aren't that difficult. So
But this should be fun.
we've got United. It should be because I worked hard on this.
Manky.
Always work hard.
And what are these questions or are these photos? What are we doing now? What's the?
It's a
They're,
picture quiz.
they're photos. So what I have done is I have blurred, I think, 7 photos. So I have blurred them out. So you only see a little bit. The job you have to do is tell me what that photo is. So if it's a goal, you tell me who's scoring that goal. If it's someone being sent off, who is being sent off? So you have to tell me the
Penny.
photo,
Guess the player.
right? So basically, guess when the photo was taken and what the photo is. So, are we all ready?
Yeah.
Or as ready as you all will be? Right.
Yeah.
About as ready as United
So,
will not be.
Your first one, once it starts, exactly, you've got it. So remember, Mac Scouse. There we go. Here is picture number 1.
Scouts.
Scouts.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Rack, do you want to say it
So,
or?
I didn't even
Rack
see
and,
it.
No, go on,
Rack
Velv.
and Velv, you
I'm pretty sure it's in the FA Cup. United 3, Liverpool 2, and that's Mason, Greenwood, obviously Robertson shouting, trying to put Greenwood off. And yeah, unfortunately it didn't work.
Oh,
and you would absolutely be correct because it is in fact Mason Greenwood scoring down
I
the
didn't even
Stretford
see it
end
till
after
late.
Andrew Robertson decided to try and scream to distract the best youngster in the league. Absolutely correct.
Oh.
Liverpool have 1 point there. You're gonna have to be on it now, because I think
Well, I
that was
didn't
one
even
of the
see it
easiest
till late.
ones.
So
So, picture. Well, Kenny failed for you, because Kenny, how did you not get this? By the way, like Kenny,
I was-
seriously,
I'm
how
used to
did you
it.
not get this?
No. It's because they were quicker in saying the Scouts than I was in saying Mank. That was why.
We all have the longer letter word, but you
It
just.
was.
sorry,
I
but
knew
both
it
of them
was.
said both of them said Scouse before. I didn't even hear the word Mank come out of anyone's mouth.
Well, yeah, I
And
didn't
also,
say
as Max said, no way Mason Greenwood wasn't getting into a picture quiz. Like, come on, let's be serious.
I think Daz has already made the
picture
fee
number
that
2.
or
Keep your eyes
Kenny's my partner.
focused.
Okay.
Right, so peeled is picture number 2.
Scarce.
I don't even see it till late.
Right, go on.
Oh, wait, what's this? I actually don't know this. Oh, I could.
Oh,
Wait. Ain't this the same game? The FA Cup as
Right,
well.
go on, Rack. You said Scouse. You have an answer.
Velv, do you know?
I think it's the same game. I think Niall's trying to do.
The
Because I remember.
the stadium's empty. I'm just what is that Wijnaldum? Is that
No, that's Salah. Because I remember Salah had the full sleeve in the FA Cup, and
You've
then
got
one of the goals he
You've
did.
got 5 seconds to give me an answer.
FA
Okay, go on.
Cup is the
5,
same game, and then
4.
Salah dinks it over the goalkeeper to make it 1-0 to Liverpool, and it's in the same FA Cup game, 3-2 to United.
Looks more
That
like
is
Firmino.
incorrect.
yes,
So,
Mank.
Oh,
move over to the.
Looks more like
shit.
Firmino.
We'll move over to the Manx. So,
Is it?
Kenny?
oh, that is. Oh
You-
no, that is. Oh, sorry, Rack, I messed up.
It's Firmino scoring against United in the FA Cup.
No, it's
No.
not.
Who
It's
wants to?
I
Right,
do.
Kenny said Manx, so let Kenny go for it.
Right. Is it Salah scoring against us in a 4-2 win for Liverpool against us in the Premier League?
It's impossible because Salah had a short sleeve. I remember.
That does not look like Salah, though.
I think it could be for me.
I think it is. I remember Dean Henderson.
Oh, it is Salah.
Sure. I mean,
Oh, is it a save?
pretty
Henderson
sure
was-
that is Premier League.
Yes! Come on.
Oh no, it is FA
no.
Cup. Oh, you actually
is
one
FA
minute.
Cup.
It is FA
Wait,
Cup.
what?
1
It
minute.
is the FA Cup. Henderson didn't play in the league, did he?
No, but he didn't.
I was just
What?
about to say. Just out checking the ball out. It is actually.
Oh wait,
that.
I'm
So,
checking this.
The Liverpool Manx have got 2 votes there. They've got 2 points now because you can see by the FA Cup ball. My
The thing
mistake.
is,
I
Kenny
thought that
said
was
Premier
tricky, but
League.
my
I
bad.
said FA Cup. So there you go.
The Manx have got the Manx got nothing. Scouts got 2. So my bad. Right.
Well done, Velv. Well done.
Onto the Velv. My apologies. Now onto the third picture. Here we go.
Which I won't see.
Scouse.
Ah, right.
Which
You're
one is
going to
that?
get every
Oh,
one
man.
of them because it comes through late.
I'm just saying Scouse, Velv. What is the answer? Because I haven't got a clue.
Oh my days, Rack. Why? I was looking at another. Oh my days, what is this?
I know.
Oh no!
Oh,
One
shut
second. That looks like.
It's
Is
coming
that
through.
the Salah?
late
Is that
every
the
2
Salah
seconds.
goal where Alisson got the assist?
It could, you know. No, but I don't see Dan James next to him because Dan James was next to him.
Dan James. Yeah, he was. He was trying to.
It could be the. Oh, actually.
Or he just forfeited to us.
Oh, it could be the. Shit. No, there's fans.
You've got
there.
5 seconds. 5, 4.
Okay, we're going to
3,
Liverpool.
2.
Yeah, 2-0 Liverpool. Salah scores the winner. Alisson assist. That one.
Well, apart from it wasn't the winner, was it? Because it was.
And you would be.
It wasn't a winner. But
No, it wasn't the winner, but you are correct. It is
Oh,
after
hey.
a
it
2-0
was
win
Bissaka.
at Anfield.
Give us
So,
a chance, because literally,
on to
you shout Mank, you shout Scouse, and then the photo actually comes through.
just
We just shout Scouts for no reason.
Doesn't come through.
He's a British man. I would
Kelly,
have got that.
you can do the same.
Kenny,
You can do the same,
I
but
don't
you need to.
I don't know.
But let's
quiz
make it more fair. From the minute you say Scouse or Mank, you have 5 seconds to tell me what it is. Else you automatically give it to the other team. So
Hey, this is fun, you know.
Yeah.
I like it.
here is the next picture.
Scouse.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure is when Gerard
Velv,
got
you
sent
were
off.
Steve got the red card.
Yeah, it's when Gerard got the red card, and then because he tackled an Ander Herrera.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Red
Correct,
card after
Gerard.
39 seconds.
Yeah,
Absolutely battered after 36 minutes or 39 seconds.
His
Absolutely
final red
battered.
derby as well, that was hilarious.
Right.
It's been bad here.
Man,
Been
what a
absolutely battered.
Yeah.
man, what a
Comebacks on
And
though. Comebacks on.
here is your next picture.
Man.
Oh shit.
The
Right.
fuck is that?
Oh, well.
5.
Scouse. I'm gonna guess it. I'm pretty. I said Scouse.
1 minute, Velv. Yeah, Dowell said Mank, but they've got 5 seconds to give me an answer.
All right, is it?
5,
Is that James?
You got
4,
Is that James Milner? getting
3,
sent off?
2,
I don't think it is.
1. I
I'm
need
guessing
an
Milner
answer.
getting sent off. I'm not
He said, is it James Milner being sent off? So
That
that's
is-
it.
100%, but
Incorrect.
can't
We
tell
move
who-
over
I
to
can't
the
tell
scout.
who.
If what I was thinking is
Okay,
right,
I think is this the game where Vidic got sent off? It could.
Oh yeah, he went like this.
Oh,
Vidic
I think it could be the game Vidic got sent off.
Vidic being
I couldn't
sent
tell
off
who it was.
is the correct
That
answer.
was too sick, man.
Vidic was
I
the guy
couldn't-
sent
I
off.
Tell who it was.
I just remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because Vidic
Yeah.
sent off. Yeah, but
I need to be way more confident.
hey, who's the fake fan now? Yeah, don't call me a fake fan in the chat. Yeah.
I couldn't see.
I just want to confirm if Sonny was here, he would have said that Steven Gerrard was, I don't know, Phil Jones, or something like that, playing for Redbird Athletic. But here is your next picture.
Oh,
Man,
Scout.
got-
Oh, they said first.
No,
Okay.
so they said
Right.
Mank first.
Darryl, you're first.
it was, I believe,
Now
Bruno
you're first.
Fernandez's free kick in the FA Cup.
Yeah, 3-2.
Yeah, they got it.
And is it Bruno Fernandes? It is Bruno Fernandes
Come back,
who
boy.
scored
I got
the
one.
winner at the
Come back,
derby in
son.
the FA Cup.
Crack the champagne open.
Come on, Daryl. We got
And
one.
for your final picture, and for your final 1 minute, and for your final picture,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
here it is.
Today.
Scouse.
Oh,
It's obviously the
Okay.
0-0 draw where Alisson saved us because Pogba's shit anyway.
Okay, don't allow them to have
Yeah,
Probably
Alisson
better
played
than
against
Zidane.
Pogba.
And it
No,
And Greenwood was world class in this game now, by the way.
It's correct, man. For fuck's sake.
congratulations.
At least you got one.
As
least
you
you got one
have
now.
got it correct. It was indeed the time that Paul Pogba smashed the ball straight at Alisson.
Right, Daryl, we
So
got
after
one.
that,
I didn't
the
even
results
think
are Manchester United. So after that, the results are Manchester United 1, Liverpool 6. United have been battered. Is that what it's going to be like?
But
Darryl,
I've
Is
got
that
to
what
put
it's
my-
going to be
Darryl,
like
got
tomorrow?
one.
Didn't
Come on.
we get two?
Trafford?
Champagne.
I'm
Didn't we
going
get
to hold my hands up and say that the first three when I shouted Scouse, I think a picture had barely come up and I had no idea. It's only the third one that I knew. So Velv got me out of a bit of a hole there. So big up Velv.
As soon as
To be honest, I didn't have
as I
I
said,
think it's yours.
James
I just-
Milner, I was like, yeah, he's wrong. Because I'm pretty sure Milner never got sent
Well,
off.
I couldn't remember. I couldn't work out who the hell it was. I
I was thinking Rio Ferdinando Vidic was being sent off. And then it ends up being Vidic. Like,
When Vidic got sent off, was that when you had 3 penalties and you became pen pool?
Penalty.
Liverpool. Liverpool.
No, I think it was the one against Gerrard where that we won 4-1. Wasn't that the one where we won 4-1? And it was a second yellow.
I don't know. I think it was no. It was. I think we won 3-0 that game.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough.
I can't believe it.
It could be the 4-1.
They used to 6-1.
Oh no, it was 2009. That one, 2009. The 4-1 where Vidic got sent off in that game.
We know Vidic got sent off. That was what the whole thing was about.
Was that when Berbatov got a goal? Did Berbatov get a goal in that game? I can't remember that far. I've slept since then, so you know.
Maybe. So the reason I'm lagging is I'm getting create formation up, and my computer when I ask my computer to do more than one, like screw you.
You mean your Wi-Fi's crap?
As you'll know from, it's probably the computer just being shit. But as you'll all know, you were asked to do your combined 11s in both your shows this week. Now,
yeah, there's actually a Twitter argument.
The Liverpool
in the
lot
comments.
I'll allow it. So, Paul lot put one Manchester in their team.
My God,
Manchester only put players. With the Liverpool,
Miles gone, boy.
We'll start with the Liverpool lot first. So there, am I? Am I back?
Yeah, you're back now.
You're back.
Yeah. Lagging a bit.
Right, it's our channel now, boys. It's our channel now.
Anyways, right, so,
Oh yeah, by the way, Kenny, you stink at the quiz, bro. You
no,
suck.
Velv one. I knew all of them, but I was either one too slow because of rats, or two, I was not confident myself. But I was slow at times.
Whilst he's disappeared, let's carry on. So, you put one Manchester United player in your combined 11.
I wanted two in the.
I can't even remember who did we put in?
Didn't you put two in?
Oh, we only put Bruno in. You wanted Greenwood. I wanted
You should have put Rashford in. Greenwood in.
No, I didn't put Rashford in.
So
I put.
I think I am. I think I'm back. Once my computer wakes up.
No, you're Niall.
So,
you are back, Niall. You are back.
Excellent. So the Liverpool lot had Alisson in goal, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robbo, Fabinho, Jordan, Henderson, Bruno Fernandes, with Mane, Salah, and Firmino. Again, just want to make it clear. Me and Rack voted Greenwood instead of Firmino, but we were outvoted by Velv. So all hate needs to go to at VEL_skills.
It was that tubby little ginger. I told you.
Please do hate on him.
All angry tweets need to go to him, not me and Rack. And United have gone for De Gea in goal, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robbo, Fabinho, Pogba, Bruno, Salah, Rashford, Greenwood. So
yeah, that's a disgrace.
There are going to be.
This is yesterday's. I did not want Rashford in that team. I said Mane.
Yeah, but Mane's not.
Got me for that.
He's not.
No, but you're talking about overall. Mane's a better player than Rashford.
Yeah,
not.
That was Kenny. That was Kenny and Kane that wanted Billy Rashford.
Rashford's better
He's not.
than Mane, but we'll get to that.
When he's not injured.
We'll get to that. De Gea and Alisson is the first one that's going to have a debate. We'll get to Rashford more.
It's not loading up for some reason.
Well, apart from Alisson, well, the rest. Have we decided on Alisson based on? So then the fact that the whole of the defence we agree on.
We've gone for Alisson really, but last night we weren't really.
It's what training.
Basically, going to fill out on who you want in there. I'm basically going to fill out which agreed. The ones you've agreed.
You just fill out the backline, yeah.
I will.
Yeah, the backlines. But Alisson's been agreed, no, because
Yeah, because we just talked about it, and then he was just
we
free
talked about
Liverpool. Yeah.
So the question is midfield and the two forwards,
Attack.
essentially.
Yeah.
Midfield's only Pogba, Fabinho, and Bruno already done.
I wouldn't even put. I don't even add. Well, I certainly wouldn't put Jordan Henderson in.
Yeah, look, I mean, to be honest, to be fair, Hendo hasn't been great this season. He hasn't been great, in my opinion.
I just can't believe.
Just to confirm, is Alisson the one that we've all agreed the goalkeeper?
Yeah.
But essentially,
Well,
Kenny and Darryl, are you both
want
wanting Alisson in goal, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Kenny,
Well,
are
I don't
you
want him in goal,
in agreement with that?
Yeah, I put Alisson. I think. I'll go either way. Just put Alisson in.
Actually, it would help it. Alisson's weird. He spells his name a bit weird because it's double S, not double L. But Alisson is in goal. So we've got an entire Liverpool backline.
I thought Alisson was a lady, but
What a
No, there is a lady called Alison. Yeah.
There's a lady called Alison Becker. She's a comedian.
But we have got some empty spots, guys. Now, it would not surprise me to say that Liverpool said all Liverpool players for the rest of these three, and United said all United. So we've got to have some compromises. Now, I will be fair, you can vote other players in there as well now, right? So this is your opportunity if you feel that maybe Curtis Jones deserves an opportunity to get in. This is your time to put your case forward, because after this, there's no more combined 11s until next year. So, make it worth it. So we'll start with central midfield. Now, there's been some standout performers, in my opinion. Obviously, you got Pogba. You've got Curtis Jones, I think, has been exceptional for the start of the season, been very good. You have got Jordan Henderson. Obviously, you got Fred McTominay, who I think have been excellent as well. Fred, he's been wonderful.
Fred has been wonderful.
Matic has been wonderful. Fred has been wonderful. You clearly haven't. If you disagree, you clearly haven't been watching football. He has been absolutely out of this world. Some of the things I've seen him do with a football, I just never thought I could see a professional footballer do.
Fred is the reason.
I'll let you decide if you think that that's good things or bad things he's done with the ball that I can believe a professional footballer would do.
I can't think of it.
Can I just say something about Fred? Yeah, literally. How come he's the first ever Brazilian to end Brazil's Copa America winning streak? That is impossible. How come a single player like Fred does that?
How is Fred the first ever Brazilian that was born in Macclesfield? That's what I want to know. Now, moving swiftly on. Rack, I'll start with you. Who do you want in this midfield? Now, we'll take out obviously the stupid ones of Fred and McTominay, Matic. I'd even argue that Naby Keita probably doesn't even get in.
Either.
Okay, John Henderson. Yeah, for me, it feels like a battle between Curtis Jones and Paul Pogba here.
So I think there are only amongst those other players, there are only two world-class players left. I think Paul Pogba is one of them, and I think Thiago is the other. No,
don't disrespect Thiago.
Thiago's a world-class player.
Let Rack finish.
Yeah, Thiago's a world-class player. I think I don't think Henderson's been playing that well this season. I think he's been rash with the ball. He's been caught out of position a few times, and he's just not there right now. If we're
that's funny.
I think if it should be a battle between Thiago and Pogba. I think the thing that Thiago will give you is more positional discipline. If we're thinking about this as a proper team, then Thiago is going to be the more reserved player, but he'll keep hold of the ball, and I think he's the better shout than Paul Pogba.
Dictate
Because I
play,
think
yeah.
Pogba can be pressed out of the game. So I would go with Thiago. But everyone's entitled to their opinion, so go ahead.
So Racker said Thiago. We'll go to a United lad next. So we'll go to you, Darryl. Who do you think should be in that midfield with Bruno and Fabinho?
Well, I agree that Thiago's a good player, especially with regards to staying in position. But what I like about Pogba is he will free roam, so he'll move to different positions. And I'd rather have Pogba because he's a guy who can, he's not afraid to hit them from distance. For me, I think Curtis Jones is well ahead of Thiago, personally, and he's got absolutely bags of potential. So for me, it's between Pogba and Curtis Jones. For me, I think Curtis Jones is a fantastic player. His movement is absolutely superb, and he's capable of causing loads of problems. But if you're wanting someone who can actually strike the ball pretty well, Pogba's the man. It's a difficult one, but I think overall, I would have Curtis Jones over Pogba.
Wow.
Wow. So we've got one vote for Thiago, one vote for Curtis Jones. I will agree. Curtis Jones is massively underrated by a lot of people. You won't find me underrating Curtis Jones because I think
you'll find you know what you will do. You'll find a lot of Liverpool fans underrating Curtis Jones. That's for absolute sure. Like amongst the Liverpool fan base, a lot of them talk absolute nonsense and say that he's finished and he's not good enough and all that kind of stuff. So respect to you for saying that because there's a lot of Liverpool fans who won't appreciate him.
That's just your plastic family.
I think I tweeted out on my personal Twitter. Let me get out. I actually tweeted about this on my personal Twitter. Where is it? Liverpool will have a huge advantage if Curtis Jones is available. This lad is a proper talent, doesn't get anywhere near enough recognition that he deserves. I think Curtis Jones is a super talent who could cause a shit ton of problems for most oppositions.
Yeah.
And it surprises, it would not actually, it'll probably surprise a few people that I put him arguably near the same pedestal as I put Mason Greenwood and Phil Foden. That is how high I rate this lad. Now, we all know how highly I rate Mason Greenwood. And the fact that Curtis Jones is anywhere near that conversation, I think just goes to show how much I rate Curtis Jones. So we've got one vote for Thiago, one vote for Curtis Jones. Velv, who would you put in this midfield with Fernandes and Fabinho?
All Curtis Jones, Thiago, Pogba, all phenomenal players. Like Thiago consistently was top three midfielders in the world. Like because his role is very underrated in this modern game of football. Like people nowadays, like especially like the younger generation, will always think about goals and assists. But what Thiago does in football is incredible. The way he dictates play, the way his passing vision is phenomenal. And yeah, he's an all-round. He's a complete midfielder. That's what I like to call him. Pogba, I want to say like his United career has been underwhelming. But when you have a deep, But when you see him for France, I'm like, where's this Pogba? Where's this Pogba? Like he is phenomenal for France and that. But I'm putting this player in because ever since he's broken onto the scene, consistency. He's been performing week in, week out. And I feel like he's been unlucky at certain times where he hasn't been given the opportunity as much. Because I don't blame his luck because you've got fantastic players, but there's certain games where he needs to be playing. And I'm saying this right now. Curtis Jones continues like this, he will be in the World Cup squad. He will be in that England squad.
I'm surprised he isn't.
Exactly, like
because he's not old enough.
Yeah, because watching for under 21, he's obviously too good for that.
Well, it's all right to, I mean, I've just realised the question I said, I'm like, he's not old enough, but we've got a 17-year-old in Bukayos, 18-year-old in Bukayo Saka, and half the time he doesn't even turn up.
And that's the thing. I do think Curtis Jones deserves an opportunity in the senior squad. 100%. So that's two votes for Curtis Jones. Wolf says Curtis Jones is the future. Wolf also says, sorry, Niall, but Curtis Jones will be bigger than Greenwood. Bad Wolf, stay Canada Wolf. I will say one thing. He absolutely... I was firstly, Greenwood will not be beaten by any youngster. He is the real deal.
We'll be seeing both of them in the England squad. I think.
Yeah. But I Greenwood for me has Greenwood is better. Is a better technically better. It's very difficult to compare a striker with a central midfielder. You wouldn't ever hear a comparison of. You wouldn't hear a comparison of Didier Drogba and fucking Frank Lampard. That would be absurd. But you can. I think both of them are going to be, the future of England. So 2 votes for Curtis Jones. Kenny, are you going to vote for any United player here, or are you just going to roll over?
No. I'm gonna make a case for Pogba. I know. I've already lost, unless Niall suddenly has like a last-minute North Korea moment. But I'm going to make a case for Paul Pogba. Because I think with Paul Pogba, I think the reason he plays so well for France is because he has Kante next to him. With Fabinho and Bruno in that midfield, I think Pogba would absolutely light up the place. So he's got Fabinho next to him. He doesn't have to go back for defensive duties. And his game is so much improved because he has that good midfielder next to him. Whether it be Fabinho or Kante, or whoever the midfielder is. Yeah, right now he has Fred and Matic and McTominay. And no disrespect to McTominay and Matic, but I think with Thiago, I think for Liverpool, he's not been that good. I think with Curtis Jones, I really rate Curtis Jones, but I just think Pogba is better because I think with Fabinho, he'd work better in that team than Curtis Jones would. There's no disrespect to Curtis Jones. He's a wonderful youngster. I think he will absolutely make it in the future, and I think he will be a world-class midfielder for years to come in the future, and he'll be a Liverpool legend. I just think Pogba, at this moment in time, and with Fabinho next to him, with Fernandes also in that midfield, I just think he'd light up the place much better than Curtis Jones would. I think with the tactics that this team plays, it's also good for Pogba in that way as well. That's why I thought Pogba in.
I think Pogba's a world-class player. I think the issue, if he was to play in that midfield, because Bruno will be pushing forward and vacating his position a lot, because that's just what he does. The only way for Pogba to fit into that system would be for him to have a lot more positional discipline and sit a lot more. Because if he starts going forward and Bruno start going forward, and you've got Trent, Robbo, and the front three all bombing forward, you're basically left with Fabinho and two others and the 2 centre backs, and you're going to eat for breakfast.
And that's what I was. It's interesting you mentioned that, right? Because I was literally about to say, with the way that you're gonna want Trent and Robbo going forward, you're gonna need someone who can sit in a bit deeper, and we know with Curtis Jones, because he does it for Liverpool. He has got that ability to sit a bit deeper and to essentially join Fabinho in a 2-man midfield, which would essentially allow Bruno that ability to join.
Look, Pogba is a better player than Curtis Jones. I don't think anyone.
By far, yeah.
It's just in this particular system, in this particular setup with the other players around him. Yeah. I think another choice would probably be better, but it's all hypothetical.
Yeah, it's just like, I am also going to give my vote to. I'm also going to give my vote to Curtis Jones just because I do rate him very, very highly. Wolf says Squid Game. Kenny, Squid Game, blah blah blah. Dallo sucks, blah blah blah. Pogba and his penguin agent need to get out. Penguins in the bin. Big up the panel, big up Ravi. So we finally agreed to midfield. So we got the midfield 3 of Fabinho, Curtis Jones, and Bruno Fernandes. Now, I'm going to leave the left wing because I feel that might be a bit more of an argument. Let's do striker next. Now, me and Rack both said on the Liverpool show we think Mason Greenwood in this team with these tactics would be better. Obviously, we all know that this team will be coached by Sir Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Obviously, we need.
We're staying up with Ole at the wheel.
I have knighted Mr. I'm at the wheel drunk.
Come on, man.
I can't believe that Manchester United have let a drunk.
I had to turn on my camera for this, bro. Come on.
We're staying up with this team and Ole at the hand.
I'm absolutely joking. Of course, this team is managed by the German Jurgen Klopp.
It should be Sir Alex.
Are you still? Unfortunately, Sir Alex Ferguson is currently in retirement, and we don't want to bother him anymore. Barak, are you still in agreement with what you said on the Liverpool show?
I mean, look, again, in this particular system, Firmino put in a brilliant performance last week, but it's just how highly I rate Mason Greenwood means that I'm not going to change my opinion. I think he's a phenomenal talent.
Look who's in the chat, guys.
And
boo, everyone boo RJ. Boo.
I'm joking.
Thanks to you, we have Kenny now.
Big up RJ. Carry on,
Velv.
Carry on, man.
I've not even been bad today.
And so
and carry on,
I think because he's so good, an adaptation of the system would have to follow. So I'm still going Mason Greenwood because I think he's exceptional.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2 votes for Greenwood. Obviously, we all know that I'm voting on this one. Let's go back to United. Darryl.
Greenwood.
What are you going for?
Greenwood, for me, along with Salah, is one of the best right wingers in the Premier League. Striker, whatever you want to call him. But for me, I think it's a right winger.
Inside forward.
Well, okay, best centre forward in the Premier League. I don't know, But there's not that many striking options. There's Ronaldo, obviously, but personally, I don't know if Ronaldo's going to even get into this team because his movement is cack, to be honest. But he turns up in big games. Greenwood, for me, is fantastic, especially with the ball, and without the ball, he makes some marvellous runs and gets in behind. He did it a few times against Liverpool last season, and he absolutely tore them apart. Yet we still lost. So that was all down to the poor defending, though. But I think Greenwood, same as Curtis Jones. They're 2 of the most underrated players in the Premier League. And I think he deserves a lot more respect than what he gets. For me, I'd put Greenwood there. Firmino on his day is a good player, but there's too many times where he just doesn't turn up. I don't know what you Liverpool fans think, but I think he's too inconsistent, personally.
I think goal scoring wise, inconsistency, there's because there's easy chances.
Well, we all know he's a defensive striker because half the time he's scoring.
Firmino's job has certainly, traditionally been to essentially set up Mane and Salah with many opportunities, which he's done to a good degree. I think Liverpool have missed a poacher, and look. If the Firmino against Watford can be the Firmino you see all season, Jota might have a job trying to get back into that team. Because what I think Firmino did was he was still able to set up, but he was that poacher. He was like, ball's near me, near the goal. Right, I'm going to put that in the ball, in the back of the net. So it's an interesting one.
DC's got different opinions.
But Pogba, I think Pogba should be instead of Jones.
He also said Minamino.
Look, Kenny made an argument. Kenny made an argument.
Jones is ahead of Pogba.
I'll go through comments now. Good to see everyone. Good to see RJ back, by the way.
To see you good.
Minamino got to be there. I don't think Minamino should be in there. Have a good stream, lads. Thank you, RJ. I'll catch you in a bit. I think we can thank Arsenal fans for the disrespect Greenwood gets. I think we can thank them personally. But like Curtis Jones, he's so bad. I would disagree with that completely.
Did you reject Ireland? Did you reject Ireland?
That's 3 votes for Greenwood. Velv, let's go to you next. striker option, what are you going for? Obviously, it's him. But who
Outnumbered
would you
now.
going for anyway?
I'm going to take a different approach. I'm actually going to put Edison Cavani into that striker position. Because with Cavani, I think he's very underrated. Like, since I think like last season when he came in, he scored double digits. No one was speaking enough about him. Like, oh, he was the best forwards last season. And I said numerous times for this setup to this game, I think I'll be more scared if Cavani starts than Ronaldo starting. Because I think Cavani, what he offers is movement, because I think his movement is world class. Like, because if you say like Bruno puts a through ball in, Cavani will be onto it straight away. Like, he is that good of a
He's
player,
good in
and
the
his
air as well.
very good in the air, and his finishing is top notch. Very good finisher, and I think Greenwood, he is a very, very talented player. But I feel like Cavani's a level above, and it's good that Greenwood is learning off Cavani, because if I was a striker like Greenwood and having Cavani as your mentor, then I'll be happy. And to see what Greenwood's doing right now is scary.
As you mentioned, as you mentioned, that Greenwood also is appreciative of Cavani being his mentor, because there's multiple reports saying that Greenwood, his eyes light up when you mention Cavani around him. So there's clearly an admiration
And Lionel Messi
and all of that for Greenwood and Cavani. So it's an interesting one. Look, I love Cavani. I think he's done wonders since he's come to the Premier League. And certainly is an interesting one. You're sleeping on Minamino and Nat Phillips. He's clear of Van Dijk.
I don't know
I mean, Sonny would
you've
agree.
been watching then. I know.
Yeah, I was just about to say we have
You've been
Sonny
watching
to thank for the
What, did Van Dijk reject Ireland?
No. Basically, Sonny bigged up Nat Phillips to the degree of basically,
Should be an English
yeah, he
squad.
got he got quoted Maldini's. He got called Naldini, which is where we all know where that came from. Liverpool need to not overthink things in the game and keep
I
things
wonder who
simple
said that, by the way.
and play our game. Everyone is sleeping on Alex Tellez and Nemanja Matic and Eric Bailly. I'm not sure if we are. Why is Curtis Jones in the combined 11? Because he was voted by all of us in there. Actually, he was voted by all but Rack and Kenny. But there's so many good options, aren't there? But Kenny, we haven't done left wing yet. We haven't done left wing yet. We haven't. But Kenny, quickly talk to me about your striker before we do the left wing, and then we're wrapping up with score predictions. So quickly talk to me about your striker options before we can all fight over who's getting the left wing spot, and then give our score predictions, and we'll see which one of us looks stupid tomorrow. Oh, Kenny's frozen. Right, so Kenny, I'm guessing Kenny would have voted Mason Greenwood. I think Kenny would have voted Mason Greenwood. Anyway, let's keep the show moving. We haven't really got time to wait for Kenny. Rack, talk to me about left wing. Who do you... 4 votes for Greenwood. I agree. So, Rack, who are you putting on left wing?
Look, I think Rashford was decent last season, and he's the only person that I would play there. The only other player I would consider in that position at the moment. But Mane started this season well. His goal scoring has been phenomenal. He's outscored £100 million Lukaku and most other strikers in the league.
Tell him again.
Last season he wasn't great. He was off form. I think everyone would agree that. But last season, there was a lot wrong with the Liverpool team. There was a lot wrong with just football in general without fans and all that kind of stuff. Not an excuse, but all these things kind of combine to me giving him another chance, if you like. If that doesn't sound too big-headed, because I think he's proved in his Liverpool career that he's up there with the best of them. He's probably considered a Liverpool legend, and I agree. So I'm going to go with Mane because he's been great this season, and I think there's still more to come.
Okay. Kenny, we'll go to you next. Rashford or Mane? Who do you want on the left-hand side?
I want Rashford because I think Rashford, he first of all, I think he works better with his team. Second of all, I think he's a better footballer because I think with Rashford, I mean, even when he was injured, he was spinning bloody Ben White, and he was very good first off.
Like that's an achievement. Well done. Everybody, round of applause for giving him
well done for spinning Ben White. I don't rate
anyone can
that
spin Ben White.
Mane, the past year, yeah, even in this season, I actually think Mane is not good. He scored goals, don't get me wrong, but I think his overall performances haven't been good. For example, there was one game where he was just missing. I forgot who he was against, but it was just missing.
Leeds where he had 10 chances.
Leeds.
Yeah.
Leeds,
No,
he had about
there's definitely games. There's definitely games where he's been wasteful. I agree, but he's always been a little bit hit and miss with his finishing, Mane. But despite that, the fact that he's since come back, he got a goal that game, and he came back, and he's now like I think third in the league, or he was going into this weekend at least.
But I think Rashford. I think his dribbling is also better than Mane, and I think Rashford, Greenwood, and Salah as the front three. I think they would work together very, very well. I think with I don't know if you're waving there for some. Are you? Are you trying to get my attention? Just
who?
Mane is. I don't know who's Kenny. I don't know. But Mane is just quickly. Mane is third in the goal scoring charts with 5 goals, joint with Antonio.
Well, yeah, I think that's because he gets a lot of chances. I think a lot of the time he just scores while having poor performances. I think Rashford scores having normally better performances. He's just come back from injury as well.
Also,
so,
for United, Bruno and Mason. For United, Bruno and Mason Greenwood are joint top scorers for United, but I just wanted to chuck that out there for the Ronaldo fanboys.
Yeah, also Rashford has 2 goals in 2 games. So let's not act like Rashford hasn't scored goals.
Okay.
He scored both games he's come back in. He's added that leg muscle, so he's face as well. I think
so we've got 1 vote. Kenny, you're rambling now. We've got 1 vote for Mane, 1 vote for Rashford. Velv, who are you going for, Mane or Rashford?
It's obviously Mane, man. Like, well done, Rashford. Went past Ben White. Bro, if I could name, like, did you see what Mane did to Neymar in the Champions League, bro? Man sent him to the shops, bro. And you're trying to tell me Ben White? Did you see
what Marcus Rashford did? Did you see what Marcus Rashford did to Reece Williams? Unbelievable.
Yeah. What? Oh my days! I think he thought he was Van Dijk.
Yeah, doing it against the best players in the world.
Yeah, doing it against the best players. Jesus, should give him the Ballon d'Or for that.
2018 was when he scored Neymar, by the way. You're bringing up stuff from 2018.
Yeah, and you bought something last season. 2021.
Yeah, I can anything since 2019. Yeah, that's recent. 2018 is not recent.
And it's 2021. Rack's wearing the cap. So what?
Right, so Velv's kept it nice, short and sweet, and has gone for Mane. Dowell, who are you going for?
He's going Mane.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
That's all I need.
Just nice and simple.
We'll just
Rashford,
leave it.
Don't get me wrong. Rashford is far too injury prone for starters.
He's not injury prone. He's not injury prone.
Injuries does he pick up? Loads.
He doesn't. He doesn't. No. No. He doesn't. He doesn't pick up that many injuries. It's just the injuries he's picked up as have been long. It's a myth that he's injury prone. He's not injury prone. Just because he's had a knee injury and a shoulder injury. That's his only injuries really ever, and he played through them as well.
Nah, I certainly wouldn't.
He's not
put Rashford ahead of Mane. Mane is better technically, and one thing you need to know is just because Mane, right? You're saying, oh, Mane doesn't score much. When you're playing as a left winger, it's not all about bloody scoring goals. It's being able to actually create chances and be creative with the ball. Mane creates more chances and is a lot more creative.
I never said Mane doesn't score goals. He does, and Rashford does create chances, and he's good at it.
No, but
to
you mentioned scoring. It's not all about
To
scoring.
Greenwood as well.
His
Rashford
movement is better than
Salah
Mohamed.
link up.
But you two are arguing over something completely ridiculous. To be frankly honest, that argument was just it was starting to bore me.
Oh, so pointless.
So you've gone for Alisson in goal, Trent right back, Matic, Van Dijk, Robertson. We're midfield three of Bruno Fernandes, Fabinho, and Curtis Jones, with Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane as the wingers, and Mason Greenwood leading the line for this team.
The best Mason in the league.
The question is, does this team win the league? I think arguably yes. You have to say it does.
Nah, second.
No, this team wins the league.
To who?
If you say Man City, I'll kick you out.
No, Man City, Chelsea.
I'll kick you out. What to chat? Oh, don't make me laugh. This team, managed by Jurgen Klopp, would terrorise the league. This team, I argue, obviously would have to try and convince Jurgen Klopp to take the FA Cup seriously, but I think this team could potentially win the treble. Genuinely, I think it could. I don't think there's a team in this country. I think it definitely wins. I think it definitely wins the Champions League. Because I think with these players around Bruno, I think he'll start to show up in big games. We know that Salah, Mane and Greenwood will score. We know Trent has got a brilliant cross on him. We know Robertson has equally got the same. And I can't think of a better defensive three or defensive four as Fabinho, Van Dijk, Matip and Alisson. I just can't think of any. So I think the team does the treble, providing that we replace Jurgen Klopp for the FA Cup games and bring in someone who wants to take that competition seriously. I know Jurgen Klopp has struggled to take that seriously. But last thing I want to do before we wrap up very quickly is do score predictions for this weekend. Daryl, I'll start with you. The game at Old Trafford, Sunday, Super Sunday football. Is it going to be a Super Sunday for Manchester United? How do you see it go?
No. It won't be a Super Sunday. It'll be probably a scary Sunday for all we know. As I said earlier on, there's definitely goals for both teams in this because I think United's attack's probably better than the defence. And I think Liverpool's attack is maybe marginally better than their defence. And both teams, on occasions, their defensively haven't been amazing. But I don't see United winning, despite having 75,000 fans. Well, it won't be 75,000. It'll be probably 72,000 United fans supporting us, and it's at Old Trafford. I just think Liverpool have way too much in their locker for us. I think Greenwood will definitely score. Don't get me wrong. But it's a question of if anyone else actually decides to turn up. Bruno's got to turn up. Maguire's got to turn up. I mean, that's unlikely. Sure, everyone's got to turn up. If we don't turn up, we could get absolutely walloped. So we'll see what happens. But I think Liverpool have too much in the locker, and I think they'll beat us by a goal. I don't think there'll be too much in this game, believe it or not. I mean, a lot of people might say something like that he's 6-1 or 7-2 or something like that. But we're not that bad to concede 7 against Liverpool. So
are we?
I think, well, I'm saying that. I don't think we're well, put it this way, we're not as bad as how Liverpool played against Villa.
What score do you reckon it will finish?
3-2. And believe it or not, I think we'll take the lead. And then we'll just try and sit back.
Wouldn't be the first time that you've chucked away a lead. DC says honourable mentions to Minamino, Nathaniel Phillips, Fred Dallow and Tom Heaton. Definitely agree. Honourable mentions.
Forgot one Bissaka.
Also, big up to Wolf. Mustafa says Ollie out. So, Velv, you're next. What do you think the score prediction will be?
Stop thinking about Paddy freaking Murphy. I'm not Paddy Murphy, you nutter.
Paddy Murphy just said Liverpool.
Right, guys. I want to get some fucking food inside me. What's your
come on.
Okay.
Yeah, my friend was trying to mess with me earlier. I had to sort him out still. But anyway, what score predictions?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
2-0, 2-0. I don't want it high scoring because I want Ole to stay in. So one cheeky goal from Salah and then Mane to end it. Mane for personal reasons because some guy in the Twitter space said Rashford's clear of Mane. So yeah.
Yes.
No.
Right, lovely. And Kenny, what do you think the score prediction will be? And let me just emphasize score prediction just in case you didn't know that's what you were given.
Oh, for fuck's sake, no. I think it'll be... Sure, Paddy Murphy. I agree with him. 3-2 Liverpool. I could see us winning. I could actually see us winning somehow, but I think 3-2 Liverpool.
Right, so no United fan is thinking they're going to win. Please eat now.
Oh, you guys are fake
I'll
fans.
be fine. I'll be fine. It was just basically Kenny. It was Kenny still talking to this day. I don't know when to shove a sock in it. What are you going to eat now? Probably a bacon sandwich. But Rack, finish us off here. What do you think the score will be tomorrow at Old Trafford?
I think it'll be cagey for us. I think United will come out and try and attack. So we need to like settle the crowd down, settle them down first 20 minutes, and then I think we'll take control. And we're not going to win by more than a 2-goal margin. I think it's going to be 1-0 or 2-0. I'm going to say 1-0.
Right.
No, I hear that. And that is that. We'll be back tomorrow because, ironically, we're going to do a watch-along for the Northwest Derby between Manchester United and Liverpool. So if you want to join us, we will be live. It's a 4:30 kickoff.
I'm going to a wedding.
That's
so
nice. It'll be it's a 4:30 kickoff, so we'll be live at 4. We might even do it at 4. No, we'll do it 4:15. So we'll be doing a 4:15. We'll be live for that. So make sure you tune in if you want to join us. And then I think that's the only stream plan tomorrow. Might do fan cams, you never know. But on that note, guys, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel. It has been an entertaining one and a bit of a long stream as well. But before you go, Darryl, where can they find you, mate?
Gazza's Football Stand on YouTube and Insta, and Darryl Johnson02 on Twitter.
Perfect. What about you, Velv?
VEL_skills on Twitter and Instagram.
Unbelievable. Kenny?
You can find me at KennyDB210. You'll have to request my Twitter account. It is a private one. Kenny TV on YouTube and Kenny United on Twitch.
After his last Twitter account got suspended. And what about you, Rack? Where can they find you?
Here, doing Liverpool show on Thursday. That's my Twitter. Yeah, and there's loads of other things, but yeah, just that's I get too long to talk about. So yeah, there.
Yeah. me and Rack are literally there thinking we want food right now. Eat nice now. I will. Hope your bacon tastes nice. Thank you. I'm sure it will be lovely. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching. We'll be back, as I say, tomorrow. But until next time, thanks for watching and peace out.
Up the Reds, up the Reds.
Oh, yeah.